And welcome back, everyone. We're going to be doing the final mission in this game.
Yeah. Which, in case you couldn't guess at this point, there's no turning back.
Yeah, we have no other options.
You really don't.
And that's why we were saying, once you go to the Elusive Man's base, that is the final stretch of the game. You have no other recourse after that.
Mm-hmm.
So, at this point, Admiral Hackett is coming aboard, and when I saw this cutscene after playing through this again, for recording the actual video, I'm seeing these two guys with their pistols out, and I'm thinking, Admiral Hackett's, pissed with us or something.
No.
Because you see these two guys with their weapons out, and their fingers on the trigger, so they have really
weird,
they have really poor trigger discipline, but it's like they have their weapons, and
you gotta look at the Admiral.
Old man ass.
You gotta look at the old man ass. Come on.
But it's really weird when you see these soldiers carrying weapons onto a ship instead of having them holstered and stuff. I just thought it was a little unusual. So, we get some information from Admiral Hackett, which Trainer now puts into the system, and now we can find fleets all over the galaxy. Why they're not
already at a rendezvous point is weird.
Yeah, but then again, to be fair, how long does it really take to go through a mass relay to...
Yeah, it's quick, but still, you would think you'd have them all in the same spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because remember, they do talk about how it does take time to...
Yeah, oh my god, his skin looks all weird.
It's supposed to look all weird.
I know, but it looks like he's, dying of some weird skin disease.
Also, at this point, it seems very anticlimactic, mostly because most of the music is supposed to be this big, heroic thing.
Orchestral swelling, but also, nope. Sorry, EA likes to claim copyright on the music. They did it for Mass Effect 2, so blame them.
Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing: you're missing out on this great moment because because there's the theme of Mass Effect, the whole big there's the actual musical theme of Mass Effect. I'm not gonna do it with my mouth because I always mess up doing it. But if you listen to particularly the song "Victory" from the original Mass Effect, there's this big swelling of this kind of sounds like his military march thing.
Yeah.
That after you leave Earth, that theme you never hear it in its completion, or at least played correctly, until all the fleets return, and they kind of use it as a musical motif, saying you're broken, you have to bring it all together, and they use parts where, when you free Palaven, when you save the Solarian on the Solarian homeworld, that they use elements of that theme in the songs,
just so you can get a continuity of. The groupings of people in the galaxy against the one big foe.
Yeah, and you sort of, and then it builds up further and further as you get through the game, and you don't hear it in its entirety again until the fleets return,
which is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, it is. The music in this game, actually, they do a lot of cool things with it.
Didn't Jack Wall do the music for Mass Effect
1 and 2? He didn't do 3, if I remember right.
Okay.
Well,
whoever did 3, if he didn't do 3, I like composers that do build off of previous composers' work for the series.
Yeah.
They don't just go off in their own direction, although they do take their own spin on certain things. They don't just say, "Oh no, sorry, that's not the theme of this anymore. We're doing something completely different."
Yeah,
they're not going from Clint Mansell to Danny Elfman. Which, what was there was something that I remember seeing that Danny Elfman did that was really, really whoa, how he did this kind of thing. So I can't remember what it was. So
now you bring Javik with.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to bring. I regret bringing Javik with me, actually.
It doesn't matter at this point.
Oh wait, no! Don't I get to choose my squad again?
Yeah, you choose your squad 6 times.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's all the different portions of Earth that you're fighting in. But yeah, no. But in regards to the music, they also do the if you listen to the song "Vigil," which is also the main theme music of Mass Effect 1. When the game first loads up and there's the menu screen. Yeah, that one where it's doom, doom, very eerie sort of sound. They do use that multiple times throughout Mass Effect, and the key points are whenever Eve is shown. When Tali regains her homeworld.
Yeah. Oh, and this is what you were talking about with the whole fleet coming
through.
Yeah,
this part, you hear this big, military march, and it builds up, and it's this like super like badass moment with all these ships coming in and
then
you see
now
the Destiny Ascension and all that. If you saved it and it's awesome and it's fantastic.
And here we are just sitting in silence because why not?
If you get a chance, you like if you just listen to the song, that's what it sounds like. Like the song itself just inspires that sort of feeling of everything coming together. This is the final stretch.
Final assault. This is basically Star Wars Episode 6.
Oh yeah, this except way more ships, I think.
Yes, but still, it still has that same.
Totally same feeling.
Yeah,
totally same feeling. And it's great.
And yeah, it's like, okay, we got the, which is kind of weird that we can't just I mean, no one thought, okay, it's the catalyst, but maybe we can find some way of getting into it. And it's weird we don't see it here until we get a little bit closer, and then it's just.
Well, what you talking about the Citadel?
Citadel, yeah. It's like you don't see it from that far away, but then you get a little bit closer, and it's like, oh hey.
Yeah. But what I was saying before, at least in regards to the music, before we get too far into this, was where they use Vigil, that theme. Mm-hmm. They use that for the more emotional moments in Mass Effect 3, where in regards to hope in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Like they use it whenever Eve is featured. They do it whenever like when Tali's talking about her home world, and it's very prevalent in the when she's talking to Shepard at the end of the Renok mission.
Okay.
Like it's these little things all over they use it whenever it's to inspire hope for a new future. And I love the way they did that with those two particular themes throughout the music, or motifs rather, not necessarily themes, but the motifs of using those strings of notes, and they use it in very particular places, and it's not and even if you're playing through the game, it's not by accident.
Right.
Like it's very intentional, and it's great. It's absolutely, it absolutely enhances.
And somehow these Reapers missed all of the ships until we get to a point where we can actually get a cutscene specifically on one ship.
Yeah.
And nothing like fighting banana squids.
Yeah.
And see, there we go. There's the first ship destroyed. Whoops. And you'd think they're all computers, so it's not like... You'd think their accuracy would be much higher than what they're at right now.
Nah.
And one of the other things is... Okay, so with the Quarian fleet, a fleet of people who are not military in any way, shape, or form.
Well, they do have military ships, though.
I know, but in they're most this is all military, fully military ships. However, with the Quarians, they had a much smaller fleet. Most of it were,
they have thousands of ships though that are part of the migrant fleet.
I know, but how many of them are actually military based?
Enough.
I'd imagine it wouldn't be as many as what we have here. At least not to the same capacity of firepower.
Also, Joker stoned.
Whoa. Yeah, just a little. But, it's like, no way the Quarians have as much firepower as all these people, especially since, the Destiny Ascension, which was mentioned in the first game to have more firepower than the entire Alliance fleet.
Yeah.
We're now, firing...
That could also be an exaggeration, but it's a very, very powerful ship.
The point is, though, it's like we have all these ships, and if the Quarian fleet could defeat one Reaper on Renok with precision strikes, why can't we do that with every Reaper?
I don't know.
And we just align all of the ships to fire at one Reaper at a time until it's completely obliterated, and just do that for every Reaper and just chip away at them instead of just kind of spreading all the firepower out.
I don't know.
I'm not a military man, but I that's what I would think would be a good idea.
I don't know.
It worked before. Why wouldn't it work now? Is my point. But either way, he doesn't. He doesn't even recognize London. I don't know if was Shepard ever to London.
I have no idea.
It was never expressed. I know we were in Vancouver.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he mentions, I don't recognize it because of it's London or because it's Earth and it's all destroyed. Mm-hmm. So, who knows?
I'm not entirely sure, but at this part, I think it would have been a lot cooler if if they had you control. If they had you control Admiral Anderson throughout different stages of the game,
That would be cool.
so that you could see the destruction of Earth, so that when you finally came back as Commander Shepard, you were like, yeah, now I'm gonna take it all back.
Yeah, and it's like, now and that's where the whole defining a connection to something comes in, because it's like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have Shepard be in Vancouver for what, all of like 20 minutes?
Yeah, and not even show you anything. You're inside of one building, and then you're forced to
outside
follow a track.
So it's like you really can't watch anything. And yeah, you're seeing the Reapers destroy things, but it's not like.
Yeah, like you're told it's Earth, but you're not shown that it's Earth.
Yeah, and
like how cool would it have been if they could show you different landmarks of Earth, like you can see Big Ben in the background when you're in London.
Actually, I wanted to point that out. That bothers me.
Why?
That every time London's portrayed, we have to have Big Ben.
Oh yeah,
that bothers me. Either that or Buckingham Palace or the Parliament building.
You're right, but those are iconic buildings.
I know, but it's like, just tell us it's London and just. Yeah.
I know, London's a huge city.
And you'd think that Big Ben, one of the biggest things...
It's like the same thing with New York. They always have to show the Empire State Building. Like,
right.
Always. I mean, there aren't like 4 other boroughs, that don't have this building in them.
Yeah.
Like, it's always in Manhattan, for whatever reason.
Yeah, never in Queens.
No.
Brooklyn, forget about it.
Yeah, or the Bronx.
Yeah, didn't one of the characters in here, in the game, come from Brooklyn or something?
I have no idea. Maybe.
I don't know. Either way... it's just really annoying, and this isn't going tangentially to like what we're actually seeing on screen, but with the whole like, we're gonna show that it's like we're gonna have specific landmarks showing for whatever city we're in, and it doesn't really matter what city you're actually in. You're always gonna know it's New York because of Empire State Building, London because of the Big Ben or whatever. And it's
I understand it's a quick way to associate, like, oh, this is this place.
It just gets really, really annoying. It's like everything. It's like, okay, just tell us it's London.
Yeah.
And what's stupid is, how much money do you think that a production studio spent trying to get shots of something in London? Oh, and here, Cortez dies. He's dead. You could have a romantic relationship with him, but he dies. Whatever. Sorry. Whatever.
Does he actually die?
Yeah, he dies. He's completely dead. 100%. Crispy chicken.
Yeah, I thought that you hear from him again.
No, he's dead.
Oh, okay. I guess so.
Oh, but we get a heavy weapon here.
I think because I remember in my game he's in my ending. I think if you befriend him and
I talked to him once.
Yeah, I think because you can eventually get him to come up to your room, like how everyone you have a heart-to-heart with.
Yeah.
You get him, and he eventually comes to terms with his husband dying. And I did that in every game because he's the only Hispanic character. So I have to keep, I have to keep him alive.
Well, this is my favorite weapon.
Oh, yes.
It's got a charge, but... It's a mini nuke launcher.
Oh, it's fantastic.
What I don't understand is why don't we have...
Is it weird if it gave me a boner?
Yes, it is, just a little.
Then.
What I don't like is why don't we have more than one? Well, we do have more than one in this part, but why don't we have like a massive array of these things? Like, you'd think that nuclear weapons would still be around.
No.
At this point, and it's like, okay, yeah, lasers are powerful and all, but it's a nuclear explosion. And for the hell of it, I decide to use it right here.
Well, it's not like it matters, like...
Well, the mushroom cloud instantly disappears and my shields never went down. Apparently, I killed someone in my squad, but it doesn't actually show it. Like, none of my squad is down or anything like that, so...
It happens. I don't know. I was just really upset they got rid of heavy weapons that you keep with you.
Yeah.
Like, I really dug that. Like, when I needed it, I could just be like, oh, hey, by the way, I'm a nuke your ass.
Yeah, it's like... I wish they would have kept heavy weapons as a category. It's like, okay, we're going to have assault rifle, pistol, shotgun, sniper rifle, and SMG.
Which SMG is a little redundant with assault rifle, I think. I think they could have They could have just gotten rid of pistol and then just had like
SMG,
had small arms instead.
Yeah, like personal defense weapon or pistol or whatever, and make that as its own category, which PDW would have made more sense, or sidearm or whatever, something small and compact, but not necessarily powerful.
Yeah, because I think it's a little redundant having SMGs and pistols, because you never have both on you. You will always have one or the other. You won't ever have both.
Right, and here we go. We got the Avenger again because why not?
Get us out of here, Corporal. You okay? I'm alive.
Oh yeah, Major Coates just has a name because why not?
Yep.
I knew you would let me know. It's good to see you.
And one of the
got a black handshake, and that's why.
I know, it's like bro hug thing.
Come on, he's your
or
bro.
something, but it's like the one thing I don't like about the Mass Effect series in general, especially with the dialogue, if you choose an option, it skips whatever's remaining in that dialogue line instead of having you being able to listen to the whole thing
and then the interrupt happening,
and hearing the flow or whatever,
which was the whole reason of having the dialogue wheel.
Yeah,
but there are other games that do it better. Like the Walking Dead game does it so much better.
Yeah. The one thing I think they could have done with that is, you can click to choose your option, or trigger to choose your option, and then you have to press it again to skip it. That would have been fine. It would have doubled the number of presses you had to do in order to skip a dialogue sequence. But if you wanted to listen to it, you wouldn't have accidentally skipped a good portion of it listening to the voice actors do their thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean...
Also, you don't stop Keith David from doing whatever he wants.
Oh, hell no. You don't stop the Arbiter.
You just let him go.
Or Sergeant Foley.
Like, you give him a script and you're like, you can follow it if you want. I mean...
Just do what you want to do. It's like James Earl Jones.
Seriously.
James Earl... Oh, dude.
How great would that
All-star cast. They just so happen to be black, but that's not the subtitle for this. We got Keith David, James Earl Jones, and Morgan Freeman. Narrating stuff.
That's all they do. They just narrate stuff.
It's like the ultimate narration. You just pick them out line by line, and you just have each one do a line, and it just rotates through.
That's about right.
And it's like, yes, that would be awesome.
That makes sense. I'd dig it. Also, none of these ships you see their engines running.
I know, and I'm wondering, you've never seen more than one of these at a time, except for this area. So now it's like, oh, look at this. We've gotten what are they, Kodiaks?
Yep.
We've gotten all these Kodiak bears flying around. Yeah. So it's like, okay. And I thought that guy right there, the guy on the left who just stood up, I thought something was going to happen to him.
No.
It doesn't show him dying or
maybe that was the guy who just died.
Maybe. But it doesn't necessarily show anything. It's like they focus on him, so you think, okay, he has no name, no face, and they focus on him. He's going to die.
No, but they do. In the first teaser trailer to Mass Effect 3, where they show the sniper in Big Ben.
Yeah.
You do run into him in the game. You hear a guy talking about how he stayed up in a week in Big Ben, just taking down Reaper forces.
And you'd think by then the Reapers would be like, okay, hey, that big clock tower thingy, blow it up.
But no.
It's like, why don't they just complete... The thing I don't understand with the Reapers, okay, they're trying to collect the sentient races in the galaxy, yeah? Okay.
Yes, sir, but not as many.
So they're going to be either collecting them or killing them, whatever the case is.
Maybe both.
Because they did. I think they mentioned that they're using the beam to transport people, or is that later on? I don't know.
They mentioned that later.
Anyway, they're like, they had the collectors in the second game. They were collecting humans from colonies and making them into a Reaper. So it's like, okay, are they collecting them? Are they killing them? Whatever the case is, if they're killing them, why don't they just level the cities? Mm-hmm. No big deal. Just and there we go. Mass amounts of people dead.
But there's a reason for everything.
I know.
We can't talk about it yet.
Oh my god, this red light makes everyone look evil.
Maybe they are evil.
And with that voice, he's British and it's deep and gravelly, so you know he's evil. He's not really evil, guys. Don't.
No, he's evil.
He's the one that kills Keith David.
Maybe. And we have to say goodbye.
See ya.